387,000 miles. Original engine, original transmission. That car rolled through my shop last Tuesday, and the owner wasn't even there for a repair, just an oil change. Meanwhile, I've got a 2024 with 43,000 miles sitting in Bay 3 right now waiting on a $4,200 transmission. Same price range. Same segment. Completely different outcome. Today I'm giving you 5 2026 cars I would buy with my own money, and number 1 on this list? That's the one that almost got me into a shouting match with a service advisor. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Number 1 almost got me into a shouting match with a service advisor. We're counting down 5 brand new 2026 cars that'll actually last. I'm saving the most controversial pick for last, and trust me, it's going to surprise you. Entry number 5, 2026 Kia Telluride. Number 5, and this one's going to make some of you do a double take. The 2026 Kia Telluride. Yeah, I said Kia. Hear me out. I'll be honest, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have touched a Kia with a 10-foot wrench. But last month I had a 2020 Telluride come in with 127,000 miles. Original owner, family of 5, hauled kids and gear every single day. I'm checking this thing over expecting the usual list of problems, and you know what I found? Brake pads. That's it, brake pads. Here's what matters. The Telluride runs a 3.8-liter V6 with a traditional 8-speed automatic. No CVT. No dual-clutch nonsense. No turbo to blow. This is old-school engineering that just works. And critically, this is not the Theta 2 engine that gave Hyundai and Kia all those fire problems. Completely different engine family. Starting price, $37,885. That's $20,000 less than a comparable Lexus or BMW 3-row. And here's the kicker. Kia gives you a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. If anything major goes wrong, they're paying, not you. Now here's what nobody's talking about. 2026 is the last year of this generation. A redesign with a new hybrid option is coming for 2027. That means you're getting a fully proven, 5-year-old platform with all the bugs worked out, right before it disappears. If you're shopping for a 3-row SUV that seats 7 or 8 and you don't want to spend luxury money, this is the one. Check the VIN to confirm it's the Lambda V6, not any other engine variant, and you're golden. Bottom line, I've seen these go 200,000 miles without major work. For a 3-row under $40,000, I don't have a better recommendation right now. That was the value pick. But this next one? This is the car that makes every mechanic's job easier, and I mean that literally. Entry number 4, 2026 Toyota Camry Hybrid. Number 4, the 2026 Toyota Camry Hybrid. Now I know, you're thinking a Camry? Really? But Toyota did something bold this year that changed everything. I've got a customer, let's call him Dave, who's been driving Camrys since 1998. He just traded in his 2015 with 289,000 miles on the original hybrid battery. Never replaced the transmission. Never replaced the engine. His total repair costs over 9 years? Under $4,000. Not per year, total. For 2026, Toyota made the Camry hybrid only. Every single Camry now comes with a 2.5-liter hybrid system. And before you panic about hybrid complexity, Toyota's eCVT is not a traditional CVT. It uses planetary gears with no belt, no clutches to wear out. I've seen these systems go 300,000 miles without a hiccup. Starting at $29,000, you're getting 51 miles per gallon combined with 225 horsepower. That's faster than the old V6 Camry while using half the gas. Annual maintenance runs about $388 according to RepairPal. That's $140 less than average. Here's the uncomfortable truth that Toyota loyalists don't want to hear. The interior quality doesn't quite match the Honda Accord at the same price. If you care more about where your hands touch than what's under the hood, the Accord might feel nicer. But if you care about what I care about, whether this thing is still running in 15 years, the Camry wins every time. The battery is warranted for 10 years or 150,000 miles. That covers the most expensive potential repair. Get the LE or SE trim for the best value. You don't need the XSE unless you really want the styling upgrades. Bottom line, this is the car I recommend to everyone who asks me, what should I buy? It's not exciting, it's not flashy, and it'll probably outlive your interest in cars entirely. Now, I need to tell you something before we get to the next 3 cars. Everything I've shown you so far uses one of 2 transmission types, a traditional automatic or Toyota's planetary hybrid system. There's a reason for that. Because the number 1 thing I see killing cars before their time right now? CVTs, continuously variable transmissions. Belt-driven garbage that fails around 100,000 miles and costs $4,000 to $6,000 to replace. Every car on this list avoids that. Every single one. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember that. Alright, number 3, and this one's for the people who actually enjoy driving. Entry number 3, 2026 Toyota Tacoma. Number 3, the 2026 Toyota Tacoma. And before the truck guys get mad, yes, I know the new turbo 4-cylinder doesn't have the track record of the old V6. I'm putting it here anyway, and I'll tell you why. I had a customer last year who bought a 2024 Tacoma TRD off-road. First thing he did? Ordered it with the 6-speed manual. You know how many mid-size trucks still offer a manual transmission? What? This one. That's it. The Tacoma is body-on-frame, which means when something gets damaged, you repair it instead of totaling it. The 8-speed automatic is a traditional torque converter unit, not a CVT, and the manual option is the simplest transmission possible. Nothing to fail except the clutch, and clutches are cheap. Starting around $31,000 for the base SR, going up to $60,000 for the TRD Pro and Trailhunter trims. Toyota does recommend premium fuel for the turbo engine, so factor that into your running costs. Figure an extra $300 to $400 per year in fuel versus regular. Now here's my honest concern, that 2.4-liter turbo is new. It doesn't have the decade-plus track record of the old 3.5-liter V6. If you want maximum peace of mind, wait 2 or 3 years for the long-term data. But if you need a truck now and you're keeping it forever, the Tacoma's resale value means even if something goes wrong, you're not underwater. Get the manual if you can drive stick. It eliminates the automatic transmission as a failure point entirely. Check the forums for any early turbo issues before you buy. And don't cheap out on the oil changes. Turbos need fresh oil. Bottom line, the Tacoma has the highest resale value in its class for a reason. People know these trucks last. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I've got more videos coming on specific models and what to look for when you're shopping. Alright, number 2. This one's a complete redesign that mechanics are actually excited about. Entry number 2, 2026 Mazda CX-5. Number 2, the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5. Full redesign, 4.5 inches longer, brand new interior, and they kept the one thing that matters most. I've been recommending CX-5s since 2013. Never had a single customer come back with a major drivetrain failure. Not one. Last week I had a 2017 come in for a timing chain inspection at 185,000 miles. Spoiler alert, the chain was fine. I didn't need to touch it. Here's what makes the CX-5 special. Mazda is the only mainstream brand that completely avoids CVTs across their entire lineup. The 2026 CX-5 uses a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with a 6-speed automatic. Old-school torque converter. Planetary gears. Proven technology. Mazda made a controversial decision about this transmission. I talked to a Mazda engineer last year who told me they deliberately chose the 6-speed over a more efficient CVT because, his words, it works well with the current engine and our customers trust it. A car company that actually listens to what mechanics have been saying for years. Imagine that. Pricing isn't finalized yet, but expect it to start around $31,000 with AWD standard across all trims. Annual maintenance runs about $447. That's $125 less than the compact SUV average. RepairPal gives Mazda a 4.0 out of 5 reliability rating. The twist is there's no turbo option at launch. Some people will complain about that, but naturally aspirated engines have fewer failure points than turbos. Less complexity, less to go wrong. If you want more power, wait for the 2027 model with the hybrid option. But if you want the most reliable version, 2026 is the year. AWD is standard, which eliminates one of the biggest used car headaches, trying to figure out if the previous owner beat on a 2-wheel drive model. The Skyactiv engine family has documented lifespans of 200,000 to 250,000 miles with basic maintenance. Just change the oil on time and this thing will outlive your patience for driving it. Bottom line, if you want an SUV that drives like a car and actually responds when you turn the steering wheel, this is the one. Alright, we've talked about value, we've talked about trucks, we've talked about avoiding CVTs. Number 1 is different. Number 1 is the car that, remember what I said at the beginning? The shouting match with the service advisor? Here's what happened. A customer brought in their trade-in for an appraisal. The service advisor tried to talk them into a different brand. I stepped in. Things got heated. Because the car they were trading for is the single best decision I've seen anyone make in my shop this year. If you've watched this far, you need to see this one. Entry number 1, 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Number 1, the completely redesigned 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. This isn't a refresh. This isn't a facelift. This is a ground-up 6th-generation redesign, and Toyota did something I almost never see. That customer I mentioned? They were trading in a 2019 RAV4 Hybrid with 167,000 miles. The service advisor tried to push them toward a German crossover. I looked at their trade-in, looked at what they were buying, and I told them straight up, you're making the right choice. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. The service advisor didn't appreciate my input, but that 2019 they traded in? Original hybrid battery. Original transmission. Total repair history in 6 years. Brake pads, cabin filter, and 1 set of tires. That's it. Here's what Toyota kept despite the complete redesign. The proven 5th-generation hybrid system. The 2.5-liter engine with the planetary type ECVT that has, I cannot stress this enough, 0 belts and 0 traditional clutches to wear out. It's fundamentally different from the CVTs that are killing other brands' reliability. They added a new chassis that's 4.5 inches longer, reinforced the frame, gave it 236 horsepower with all-wheel drive, and you're still getting 44 to 48 miles per gallon. This thing will tow 3,500 pounds while sipping fuel like a sedan. Starting at $31,900 for the LE with front-wheel drive, $33,300 with AWD. That's less than most competitors charge for a non-hybrid. The hybrid battery is warranted for 10 years or 150,000 miles. Toyota's average annual repair cost is $441, second lowest in the entire industry. You're looking at roughly $6,000 in total maintenance costs over 10 years. Now here's the only caveat, it's a first-year redesign. The new Arena infotainment system might have some early software bugs. If you want to be absolutely safe, wait until mid-2026 production for the initial kinks to get worked out. But the powertrain, the thing that actually matters for longevity, that's proven across millions of miles. Skip the prime plug-in hybrid unless you have home charging and a short commute. The standard hybrid gives you 90% of the benefit with less complexity. Get the AWD, the rear electric motor adds capability without adding much maintenance. Who should buy this car? If you want something that starts every morning without drama, gets 45 miles per gallon, and has a realistic shot at 250,000 miles with basic maintenance, this is it. If you're keeping a car for 10 years or more, the RAV4 Hybrid is the obvious choice. Who should skip it? If you want something that makes you feel excited when you drive it, look elsewhere. If you need a third row, get the Telluride. And if you're leasing for 3 years anyway, the reliability advantage doesn't matter, buy whatever you want. Bottom line, in 20 years of turning wrenches, the Toyota hybrid system is the closest thing to bulletproof I've ever seen. This car isn't exciting. It isn't sexy. It just works, year after year, mile after mile, while other cars are getting towed to my shop. That's why it's number one. Not because of what it does on day one, but because of what it's still doing on day 3,650. Remember that 387,000-mile car I mentioned at the start? It was a RAV4 hybrid, previous generation. The owner's buying a 2026 to replace it, not because the old one died, but because his kids finally convinced him he deserved something new. That's the kind of problem I want you to have. You now know more than 90% of people walking onto a dealer lot this weekend. You know which transmissions to avoid, which engines have proven track records, and which warranties actually protect you. Use that knowledge. Now, if you're not ready for a brand new car and you want something reliable for under $8,000, I made a video on exactly that. 5 car mechanics secretly recommend it when customers ask us what to buy for their kids or their second vehicle. It's right here. These are the cars that show up with 180,000 miles and leave with nothing but an oil change. That's 20 years of experience talking. Subscribe if this helps. I'll keep giving you what the dealerships won't. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, just telling you what I'd buy with my own money. I'll see you in the next one.